Welcome back to my channel, guys. I'm going to do the ESL One Katowice 2015 Pick'em Challenge for Counter-Strike Global Offensive. I want to go through the group stages, which is the only one available at the moment. Tell a little bit of my thoughts, pick the teams I think will go through, and tell a little bit about why I think those teams will go through. I'm not going to go into a lot of details because the video could then be pretty long. I hope to get it within maybe 20 minutes, 20 to 30 minutes. Let's see. First off, we can go through some of the rules and the map pool that is chosen for this event. The group stage is going to be a best out of one. The way it's going to work is that the best seeded team of the two teams playing each other gets to choose which of the two teams are starting the veto round. The veto round consists of both teams getting 2 vetoes, one each, one doing 1-on-1. So first the best seeded team picks who starts the veto. They take away 1 map, and the other team vetoes 1 map. The first team vetoes his second map, and the second team vetoes their second map, which should leave 3 maps after that. With those 3 maps, ESL will randomly pick one of them, which will become the map. So neither of the team will get to actually choose which will become the map. The map pool is Nuke, Dust 2, Inferno, Mirage, Cache, Overpass, and Cobblestone. So let's go into group number A. There we have Fnatic, Na'Vi, Flipside, and Vox. First match here will be between Na'Vi and Flipside. Na'Vi, in my opinion, should win this match. Flipside have Simple banned from ESL, so he's not participating. They're using Davcost as a stand-in. They were also using Davcost in their qualification as a stand-in for Simple because he was banned. And they won against Team Liquid in the qualification, which is something they should win anyway, in my opinion. They lost to LGB, which is part of this tournament in Group B, and then they won against Peter, the Russian team, which also is a team that they are supposed to be beating. Peter and Liquid is more like a 3rd tier team, and I'm looking at Flipside as a 2nd tier team. They're playing Na'Vi. Na'Vi is better than a 2nd tier team, but they are not together with the top guys like Fnatic, Envious, NIP, Virtus.pro. They are a little bit behind them, but can on a very good day they can beat any team in the world. So also Fnatic, Na'Vi have the usual lineup. There's no one banned or anything there, or back banned or whatever. You have Zeus as the in-game leader. You have Starex, Edward, Seized, and Guardian as the main AWPer, and mostly the big carry of the team. If Guardian isn't on spot, they normally have a hard time to get the entry frags and stuff like that. They rely a lot on Guardian getting the entry frags with his AWP on T side before they do any pushes to a site, and they are really going slowly on their T sides and taking their time, which is kind of the reason they don't manage to get up to the big teams like Fnatic and Envious and NIP, because those teams are pretty, or can be, pretty offensive or attacking on CT side, and getting information that no one's at the B side, for instance, or around the B side, and then rotate over to the A side and just lock it down from there. I think Navi will beat the flip side because they are Zeus is a better strategy guy than Blade at flip side, in my opinion though. Blade is also very good, but Zeus is one of the best. He's not the best. I think he's him and Existence is by far the two in-game leaders that are best when you're before you start a round, but maybe not that good at the mid-round and changing the game in the round compared to what they have thought to be doing as they started the round. There's Ponex is very good at that, but he's not as good with his tactics starting the round. Then we have Fnatic versus Vox in the second match. As most of you probably do, I assume Fnatic will win this match. I haven't been watching or know a lot about Vox. I have seen two of the VODs in the qualification, where they beat 3D Max on Mirage and Dignitas on Inferno. I saw similarities on how they played both maps, and I can see them. They were very surprising on T side for most people, or for most guys who were very surprised by them on their T sides, but they were awful on CT side, and you have to have a good CT side to be able to win matches in the professional scene at the moment. And when they played T side, I noticed both 3D Max and Dignitas were giving up way too much of the map to Vox every single round, basically. On the Mirage against 3D Max, they played a lot like Navi actually do, taking map control and middle control. Just do it. They don't do it the same way. They do it faster than Navi and with less smokes. Where Navi tend to smoke both, or maybe all three of the places in mid on Mirage, like window, connector, and B short or catwalk. Vox only smoked window and sometimes connector, and they just slowly walked up as stealthily as possible in mid, and they checked in connector. But the thing is, if there's someone in connector, like most teams play, if window gets smoked, they rotate. If they have the API, he rotates to connector, and he might be playing from short as well, and they always have one guy checking connector, always one guy checking window or from short, or window and connector, often the same guy going back and forth. And 3D Max didn't do that at all in this entire match. So 3D Max were able to just walk up middle and go catwalk to B, and go into B, take B side, go up, go into connector and take A from both A ramp or A slope from Palace, or A house if you want to call it that, and from connector. So they got these three places they came in from, and they just surprised the CT side on A. And the thing I noticed that Vox often did, that when they took a position like that, like came in through connector, they always left one guy in mid as they managed to get control. As soon as they had control, he rotated out in mid, and he was dealing with rotators coming from B slope or B short, and took them out before they could get to connector or into sight. So as soon as they planted the bomb, they could spread out more and get more map control around the actual site, which is was very refreshing to see, where we usually see people just making a triangle on the actual site, which they always are referring to as the triangle of death on most maps. And they just went further out and got other positions and could stop them far before they got to the actual bomb site, and it spread more doubt in the enemies on if I kill this guy, am I still able to get to the actual bomb site before I'm trying to get the defuse at all. And that happened also on Inferno. It was the same thing there. They sent one guy either T house or second mid to check for pushers from the opponents on CT from CT, and they had one on T steps watching mid, and they sent 3 guys up banana taking banana control. As soon as they reached banana control, they left 1 guy top B to keep momentum on banana, and the other 4 guys went top mid or second mid or even up to in apartments, and they more or less most of the rounds just walked up in mid. Top mid, there was no one watching from either short or from long, and they could just walk into sight, either into short or walk up and get a pick on arch side by library or wherever they were playing, and then go around long and into A, and then they left a guy by arch and library and have them picking down the rotators from there. So again, they just they forced them down as they came in. But the thing is, against these better teams, tier 1 and tier 2 teams, which I don't see neither 3D Max or Dignitas at the moment. I see them as a third tier team as well. Second tier teams and first tier teams would keep these positions and angles defensively on CT side, so that the Vox can't just walk up. If they walk up against these teams, they would be picked before they see them. That's the thing, and that's how Fnatic will overcome these guys. I don't think Vox will have that good of a T side against Fnatic as they had against 3D Max and Dignitas. But I can see them being, from the map pool and the way I saw them playing Inferno and Mirage, I can see them being good at Dust 2, probably doing a lot of mid to B, maybe even mid to A, get splits, so they go for instance 2 guys mid to A through CT spawn, 2 guys long and 1 guy short, so they come in from 3 positions. They can come in then long and pressure the guy or 1 or 2 guys there. They can have 1 guy coming up short, getting attention there and keeping the guys on site, which are on site, and then they're coming 2 guys up CT spawn or CT ramp, and they can just totally surprise guys at long and on site without them realizing before it's too late. So that's stuff that I'm kind of interested to see what they bring to the other maps with strategies and stuff like that, if they have anything on there on those maps. So Dust 2, Inferno, Mirage, Cache, all those 4 maps can be played more or less the same way with taking middle. Middle is important on all these 4 maps. Overpass is not that much because you have too far rotation from B to A unless you go the CT way. But then if you go the CT way, you already have the site, so there's no reason to go further. Cobblestone, they were talking about in an interview that they have been practicing cobblestone, but they have problems on overpass, and that again will show a little bit of what I just told with the overpass, that the rotation there was too long for them. You don't have the middle connection with both sides the same way, which is probably the fortune for the other maps. So they will probably have problems on nuke as well, T side. But all teams have problems nuke on T side nuke, so that's nothing new. But anyway, I think Fnatic will win this one. I've gone more in depth on Vox because it's a team that is not that familiar with people. So I'm thinking that Fnatic and Na'Vi will go into the winners bracket. In a best of one, anything can happen, of course. Let's go for the other two first matches as well. I think Na'Vi for once will go past the problems with the first map in a big tournament. They normally lose those matches, and I think they will beat Flipside, as I said. Fnatic versus Na'Vi. I think Fnatic is too good for Na'Vi, basically. Unless Guardian is really carrying this match, they should not be able to beat Fnatic, and it would be difficult even with Guardian at his best, because Na'Vi are playing so slow that Fnatic, with their style of playing, with getting peaks, checking a slow, for instance, on Mirage, getting the information, there's no one here, checking then Palace, okay, there's no one here, they have to be mid or on B apartments. They rotate a third guy over to B and hold B with 3 guys, and then they hold A with 1 and 1 in connector and or window to get momentum there. So Na'Vi keep using all the smokes before they get to the actual bomb site. So they use smokes to gather positions, like for instance getting Starix into ladder room at Mirage beside the window at B short, and play from there and then go wrap the strategy around the position they have gathered, which CT are not likely to know of yet, and use that position either to kill rotators or to get an entry frag in the window, for instance, without them knowing, and stuff like that. Both these teams know each other very well, but Fnatic have much more talent than Na'Vi, so I think Fnatic, as most of the people are thinking as well, would be the first team to go through and go to stage A from the winners bracket. Then there comes to Vox and Flipside in the losers bracket. The winner of this one will face Na'Vi to find out who's getting the last qualification. I have a feeling that Vox actually will beat Flipside, as Flipside have without Simple, and they might lose some focus at times, especially on CT side. They will have some problems with Vox T side. So I think that Vox all depends on the map, of course, and I think that Vox will win in case of Dust to Inferno, Mirage or Cash, as I saw them play on Inferno and Mirage. If they play similar ways on those maps, I think Vox will win. If it gets Nuke, Overpass or Cobblestone, I think Flipside will have a chance. I think Flipside will win Overpass, and Nuke, Cobblestone I'm more uncertain about. I don't know the relationships for the teams, or if they have practiced it or whatever. It's brand new. There are a lot of updates to Cobblestone. I know that Vox have been practicing it and think it's more versatile now, but yeah, I'm not sure if they have a lot of good tactics for it, but I can see the drop zone going towards B. B in itself is a typical T-side push where you can get it pretty easy and you can hold it pretty easy against the CT side afterwards, especially like Box are playing. I can see them going B and splitting it, one or two going drop zone, one going out in mid and going from through the doors to B, one coming from the drop zone and the other guys, 2 to 3 guys coming from directly side for T side to come. So they are kind of surrounding the guys on holding the bomb side. If they can manage to do that, I think they will maybe win the cobblestone. Depends what strategies they have. I see a bigger chance for Vox winning this match, so I'm looking at Navi versus Vox in the losers bracket final. I think Navi will win that match. I think the in-game leader Zeus with his calls and the strategies for both CT side and T side, together with Guardian being able to hold middle with his AWP on Dust 2, on Inferno, on Mirage and Cash, will be the fall for Vox against Navi. And as usual, Cobblestone, I have no idea. Overpass and Nuke, I haven't seen too much of Navi. They're pretty good on Nuke on CT side. They have some interesting stuff on T side as well. So I would go with Navi as the biggest chance. I know also that Navi are playing this tournament to actually win the tournament. That's the final goal for the entire tournament. And it's kind of refreshing to hear Navi say that, although we all know that they mostly use too much time on their T sides getting to their positions. If they had been able to be quicker to get the positions that they want before going on with the strategies, I think they would be much better. But Navi and Fnatic is my choice for Group A. Going on to Group B, we have Envious, Penta, LGB and Titan. All of these teams have the regular lineups. Penta is the only team that did a change a short while ago with getting in trouble. LGB, on the other hand, is a pretty new team. This is the big first big tournament with this team. The Norwegians have they are like a third tier team for me at the moment that have some potential to buy a good second tier team. I don't ever see them getting up to the actually fighting for a tournament title, but they can surprise sometimes in getting to semi-finals and probably lose the semi-finals. But I never see them go past and go to the final as their team looks like at the moment. They have Sevis as the in-game leader, and they will have to rely mostly on Jakeem and Wayne, I guess, for fragging. Penta have a really good momentum at the moment. Have been playing really good. They have beaten Fnatic, they have beaten Titan, they have beaten Virtus Pro. They have beaten all these top teams, which are in the first tier of teams, as I see it. So they would be very good on this. Would be one of the favorites probably to go through on this in this group. But this is the most difficult group of them all. as I see it. We have in the first match, it's Envious versus Titan. The two French teams go up against each other. I see Envious winning this one, even though they have been a bit slacky lately. I think they have been practiced a lot on new strategies for this particular tournament, and they have found out what is working for them and not working for them, and they will use that together with their old strategies and how they usually play. I see them as the best, more or less the best team on Dust 2 in the world. They think themselves they are the best team on Inferno in the world. They are very good on Mirage and Cache in all these other CT-sided maps. Titan have lost Kaylee to background, so he have his vacation in California. While he went away, they had to replace him, and they took in RPK, which haven't been playing Counter-Strike professionally, at least, for at least 2 years. And he have had a couple of months now to boost up and get into the team and back into the pro scene. He should be... I don't think he's at his best as he can be, but he should be in a good form. And but he have been really inconsistent, and that is what you will get from a player that have been away from the game that long. And you get a lot of inconsistency, but I have seen him holding a hut in on Nuke, very good, and almost getting top frag, I think, and MVP for Titan, and he have received MVP on Cache, holding mostly checkers or the Renfro on B. So he have his positions and days that he's playing really good, but his inconsistency will be their downfall, and that together with Maniac is the two biggest obstacles to overcome. I think Kenny S, he's the best player in the world at the moment, and Apex is the best rifler. So we have Kenny S and Apex will have to carry with the frags and get the entry frags for them, and you have Existence, which will have to carry them with his strategies, which I think he's probably the best in-game leader in the world at the moment. If I had to rank them, the top 3 are pretty close in my opinion, but Existence probably the best one. Envious will beat Titan, is my prediction. I think Penta will beat LG Esports. Esports is not good enough at the moment. I think team, it's going to be close. I think if Team Envious have a little bit of bad day as I have had lately, it will be very close between Penta and Envious, as Penta are in the form of their life at the moment, it seems. But I think Envious will go through from the winners bracket. I think Titan will beat LGB Esports in the losers bracket, but Titan again will lose to Penta. Penta have Speedy as the in-game leader. They have Crystal on the AWP, which is very good, and they have Nex, which have been in the... he has really been stepping up lately and getting some amazing frags and play and clutches. So he will be one of the men to watch, and then you have Dennis and Troubley as well. So yeah, my pick for Group B is Envious and Penta. Going off to Group C, we have the famous ninjas in pajamas, the probably #1 legendary team in the world, just because at least in Counter-Strike Go you have because they had this amazing winning streak without losing a single match, and so you have NIP, and joining them in the Group C is Hellraisers, Counterlogic Gaming and Keyed Stars. NIP are going up against Keyed Stars in the first match. These teams have been playing against each other sometimes. NIP have never lost a match against Keyed Stars. They beat them 16-4. Last time they met in MLG Aspen 2015. I think it was 16-4, it was big numbers. And if they are smart, they should ban Mirage against them. Keyed Stars are definitely best map is Mirage. And they have been practicing the other maps. They are coming from, they traveled last week, so they have been in Europe for a week in Sweden on Inferno, on that Inferno event, and been practicing there, doing scrims, doing matches, and just practicing together. So they should also be, they shouldn't have any jet lag. I forgot to mention that about Vox, by the way. They traveled on Monday, and the time difference between Poland and Australia, where Vox come from, should be about 7 to 8 hours. And normally you manage to adjust from jet lag with 1 to 2 hours a day. So your inner body clock will struggle a little bit, so you can get fatigue and stuff like that, and which will of course affect your gameplay as well. They are traveling on Monday, so Monday night probably they will have arrived in Europe or in Poland, and then you have the Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, so that should be 3 to 6 hours, so they should be pretty close to getting away from the jet lag. The other thing is that the gamers normally tend to stay up late. I don't know how it is in Australia, if they have jobs on the side, and Counter-Strike is like their hobby or something like that. So, but in case they're like normal professional teams and concentrating on Counter-Strike, they probably have people that are staying up late, playing late night, and going to bed maybe when it's actually morning. And since they are traveling east, they will actually gain from being up late. So let's say they get up at noon, at 12 on a normal day, and you get to Europe. You have then 8 to 12, that's 4 hours less for jet lag if you count the 8 as a normal time to wake up. So they will only have 4 hours to gain from jet lag and get used to the European life cycle. So then they should be ready on Thursday. So that can be possibilities for them. When you come to Keyed Stars and Counterlogic Gaming, which are coming from America, you will, or Counterlogic Gaming are Americans from USA, and Keyed Stars are from South America, Brazil. They will have more problems with jet lag, especially if they are like usual gamers and staying up late, because they are traveling east. When you're traveling east, you lose sleep. So basically, if you wake up normally at 12 when you're in the USA, and you have 7 to 8 hours to Europe or to Poland, you will get less time, or 12 will be to 8 p.m. or 8 o'clock at night. So they will be getting up at these late times and will struggle a bit to get back to a European life cycle. And I know that for a fact that Tarek, at least, the main and rifle fragger, he normally stays up pretty late. And they are traveling, or they traveled yesterday on Tuesday night, I think it was. They traveled to Europe, so they have only 2 days, and they have about 7 to 8 hours jet lag to get rid of, and that should normally take 4 to 6, 7 days to get rid of that. And Keystars, as I said, they were already in Sweden last week, so they shouldn't have that problem. They should be already ready without jet lag. So going into the matches, you have NIP versus Keystars. I don't think NIP will have any problems. As long as they ban Mirage against Keystars, this should go NIP's way. They have never lost against Keystars either. So. Second match is CLG versus Hellraisers. It's a difficult match. Normally would say CLG. Involving the jet lag, it's hard to say. They rely a lot on Kucher. No, not Kucher. I'm stupid. But they rely a lot on Peter and Tarek. Peter being their AWPer and Tarek being their main rifle fragger. They have FNS as in-game leader, although they have been trying Peter lately. That was only to test him out, and FNS were getting inspiration from Peter and going forward and making new strategies for the team. So it will be pretty interesting to see. I hope is that CLG can play as well as I know they can play, even though they have the jet lag. But I remember having seen Cloud9 earlier tournaments get into Europe and forgetting to travel early enough and not have the jet lag when they're actually playing the tournament. Have always struggled in European tournaments, except for last year. They did a very good tournament in France, Cloud9. But they still had Tico at that time, and come back to that on Group D. I would say that Hellraisers, although Hellraisers don't have the best form at the moment, but this is a 1 out of 1 map. In any best out of 3, I would go to CLG. This is a best out of 1 map or game match. I would go with Hellraisers. So Hellraisers go versus NIP, and they will lose to NIP. That's why I have NIP here already chosen. I kinda did that a little bit early, unfortunately. You have CLG versus Keystars. I actually see Keystars winning this match, mostly because of the jet lag. The two teams know each other very well. They know how they played, they know the strengths, they know the most of the strategies, unless they're coming up with have come up with new ones. Keystars have been practicing their bad maps a lot in the Inferno event in Sweden. Counterlogic Gaming is, I hope I'm wrong in this group, about this group. I hope I'm wrong, but I don't see Counterlogic Gaming going through. I want Counterlogic Gaming to go through to the quarterfinals, but because they're traveling so late, only yesterday with 2 days to go to the tournament starting, I don't see them getting the chance to actually do that. So I have a feeling they will lose to Hellraisers and then they lose to Keith Stars afterwards and they will be out of the tournament. Then the interesting match will be between Keith Stars and Hellraisers. I have no idea how this one will go. Keith Stars without jet lag, extremely good on Mirage. We don't know what they are bringing to the table on other matches. I haven't been watching them any special. They have Fallen as their in-game leader, and they are mostly looking to Fur and Bolts, I think it is, as the main fraggers that have to get the kills for them before they go into sites and stuff like that, entry frags. And it's difficult to say, but I also know that Tarek thinks his day timing or day cycles is more of a European than an American, but I'm not sure if he realized that being up late in the USA doesn't fit that in going to Europe, because he will be more out of sync for being in Europe by being up late in America, so it's kind of weird. But Keith Stars or Hellraisers, I haven't bought the sticker for Keith Stars, so I can't pick them at the moment. I'm going to go with Hellraisers. I think the aiming will do it with the fragging. And Keith Stars have been known for having troubles with European teams, but Hellraisers is probably the team that is least like any other European teams. They are not that strong on CT side, for instance. So Group C, going with NIP and Hellraisers, I would hope to see Cartologic Gaming or even Keith Stars going through instead of Hellraisers, but unfortunately I have a feeling they won't do that. Going over to Group D, we had the Virtus Pro, one of the biggest favorites for the entire tournament. They are at home soil. They won ESL One Katowice 2014 against NIP in the final. They have been practicing for an entire week, 10 hours a day, before this tournament, doing new strategies, aim maps and everything. So if Virtus Pro are on their game, on their ace with their aiming and getting the frags and getting the headshots, there is no team in the world that can beat them. When they are at their best, they are the best team in the world. And Virtus Pro will go through from this group stage is pretty sure for me. The first match against 3D Max, 3D Max probably being the weakest team in this group. They have lost Alu to NIP recently, so they had to take in Sarta, but Sarta is an old 3D Max player. He actually got replaced by Alu and or Stonda beginning of 2015, around I think it was 1st of January the official announcement about that was. Alu was their AWPer, and now Stonda, the other new guy that got into the team together with Alu, he's now their main AWPer, so he have to prove himself with the AWP and show that what he's good for. So basically this team is the new guy is Stonda, as Sarta have been playing with them for a long time before that. The question is if they have been changed this style of play after Stonda and Alu came into the game. because Alu have been excellent for them on the AWP, getting the frags. So they might have been relying more on him, and when they don't have that anymore, they can't play on it. So they might need to go back to their old thing, and it's a long time since they did that. And they haven't been practicing it that good. And when they were on the qualification, Alu was actually with them, helping them qualifying, but the in-game leader Natu couldn't attend the qualification. He was attending his own wedding instead. And they were playing against, they lost to Vox, as I mentioned earlier. Then they beat ESC Gaming and Mouse Sports, so they did pretty well, even though they didn't have a Nato, that in-game leader, with them. And Sarto was stepping in for him, so they had Sarto playing with them in the tournament. But I haven't seen the match they had against Vox, as I said, on Mirage, and they were playing a shit CT side. But so were Vox, so 3D Max could get rounds T side on Mirage, which is a CT sided map when you play it correctly. And neither of those two teams played the CT side very well. So it's going to be interesting to see how that goes, but against Virtus Pro, I don't think they stand a chance. When it comes to the other match, we have Cloud9 versus TSM. Cloud9 came to Europe last week, so they should be without jet lag as well. They should be fully prepared. They have Sean Gowers and Sempis mostly splitting on who's the in-game leader. Sean Gowers tend to be a little bit better on CT side, and Sempis a little bit better on T side as the in-game leader. They have Shazam coming in as the new AWPer. So Sean Gowers is back on rifle where he wants to be. He never wanted to be an AWPer. That's when they lost Tico. So Shazam will play Tico more or less, just also switching around a little bit on the roles in the team. You also have Nothing and Shroud. Shroud is by far the carry of the team at the moment, but I think they will struggle when they don't have Hiko, because they had two good entry fighters before in Hiko and Shroud. Now they only have Shroud, but can Shroud step it up? And Shazam pulled himself with the AWP against the big guys. They might make it, but I think TSL will be too good for them. I don't see Cloud9 as good as a team as they were before. Hopefully they might be able to pull me along on this. I think TSM and Virtus Pro will go into the winners bracket, Cloud9 and 3D Max in the losers bracket. So go to the winners bracket first. Even though TSM is a really good team, with Carrigan as their in-game leader, sitting next to KGB and Device. Device and KGB being their main carriers, KGB with the rifle and Device with the AWP. I see Virtus Pro winning this because they're this well-oiled machinery that have been playing together for so long. They have Neo with his strat calling, and they have Snacks and Bialy on the rifle with insane aims, both of them. And then you have Pasha on the AWP. So if all these three players can be on point in the same match, other teams don't stand a chance. At home soil, Virtus Pro will take TSM in a best of one match, even in the best of one match. Cloud9 3D Max, I think Cloud9 will beat 3D Max in the losers bracket. Mostly because they don't have the jet lag. I think Shroud will be too much for 3D Max to handle. I think other players also can step up for C9. Sempis, for instance. Maybe Shazam. I don't know too much about Shazam, but I've heard that he should be a pretty good AWPer, so he might be able to step up as well. And it will be a a nice AWP battle to see between Shazam and Stonda, but 3D Max in-game leader Natu says that Stonda should be surprising people in this one. He thinks that he's really good, so it's going to be interesting to see, but I don't think they stand a chance this time, unfortunately, because there have been too much changes in the team lately. It's too early for them. So I think Cloud9 will beat them and 3D Max is out. TSM versus Cloud9. I think TSM will win that match for a second time. So TSM and Virtus.pro. So that's my picks for ESL One Katowice in 2015 in the group stage. So we just go fast through it again. Group A, Fnatic and Navi will go through. Group B, Team Envious and Penta will go through. Group C, Ninjas in Pyjamas, and I go for Hellraisers, but the other team is all open here. It could be Hellraisers, could be Cartology Game, it could be Keystars. I see any team of those three teams going through. Also in Group B, it could just as well be Titan as Penta. I see Envious going through no matter what. I think Penta and or Titan will take the other team. I think it will be Penta this time. Group D, Virtus.pro and TSM, I think that's the easiest group for me. I'm pretty sure it's going to be those two teams. Group A as well, it depends what else Vox has to come with of T-side strategies, for the CT side are ridiculously bad of what I've seen on both Mirage and Inferno. They were leading like 12-3 or something like that against Dignitas after the T side on Inferno, and it ended up being 16-13 or something like that. So we're going, if they can find other stuff and show other tactics except for the sneaking and going into places where just sneaking into places, going stealthy and hoping for the best without using smokes or anything. I think they can be difficult for Navi because they are kinda like Navi, just faster. Yeah, but these are my picks. Find out if you agree, leave a like, give me a comment. See you next time. Bye bye.